had a few questions about the stock split that Chipotle went through today, and I wanted to make sure that I break this down. It's super straightforward. It's one of the biggest stock splits that has ever happened in the history of the market. Chipotle announced a 50-to-1 stock split. So what that exactly means is, well, Chipotle used to trade at a pretty crazy price per share. I mean, it wasn't very accessible for the average retail trader if they wanted to buy many shares, right? $3,283 is what the price per share was once the market closed on Tuesday. But today, Wednesday, when the market opened, they opened around $60 per share. It was down, I think, 2 to 3% by the end of the day. Let me go ahead and double check. I'm sorry, it actually closed in the green. But altogether, so it closed at 65.86. You can see that, I mean, it created a little bit more volatility because of maybe some uncertainty. I want to remind you, the 50-to-1 split literally is purely cosmetic. It does nothing to the actual fundamentals of the company. I've said this so many times before. When Tesla has announced stock splits, when Nvidia announced stock splits, when Apple and Amazon, I mean, they do this literally just to, on the face value, look more accessible to the average retail trader. I want to remind you, it changes nothing fundamentally. So normally, these stocks can see higher prices or go higher for longer because there's a lot of excitement when these stock splits are announced. Well, the announcement already not only just happened, but it already took place. So now the big question is, do you want to buy Chipotle as it's literally at all-time highs? I mean, it hit highs of $69 per share. It currently is trading at $65.86. It's had a huge year with nearly 40% return year to date. So Chipotle is not a cheap stock. It's had an amazing run, but I want to remind you, if you don't see signs of continuous growth, then again, just like any great rally, right? There's always a little corrections back down to the moving average on its way back down. So again, it doesn't mean that it has to pull on back. I just want to remind you that it's gone through a lot of excitement. It's been very, very bullish, but how much is enough before it starts to give it back? The only thing that I want to make you aware of, it changes nothing fundamentally about the actual stock itself. If you previously owned one share at the $3,200 price point, you now own 50 shares, but at a $65 price point. So just think about it. You just received more shares available, but again, it's face value is less price per share. If you had a $3,200 invested in it and you owned one share, you now still just own 50 shares, but the overall market price should be the same of $3,200. So again, it changes absolutely nothing. We talk about this in a little bit more detail in the LPP lesson library, so feel free to check it out, which is the second link in the description down below. I also wanted to follow up with one of my trades that I took today, SQQQ. I announced it to my LPP team. I traded this thing twice at a very common support range of right around 816, 817, and a very common resistance range of right around 830. A lot of consolidation today for the overall NASDAQ market. Very, very frustrating, but again, with good position size and understanding oversold and overbought levels, oversold and overbought levels, and oversold and overbought levels, it becomes a little bit easier to make money. It's still not easy, but it's easier when you understand where are desired entry points and desired exit points within that given day. And that's exactly what I shared with my LPP team. I walked away with $3,400 in the green, and I'm very excited to see how tomorrow follows, right? Overall, NASDAQ market has been showing signs of it kind of slowing down. We'll see as we go into Friday, not tomorrow, but Friday, and I do apologize for that error. Friday is the PCE report, which is the Federal Reserve's favorite metric to be able to track inflation. So please just make sure you take that into consideration. And we also have the presidential debate tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern time or at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I do plan to live stream it for free on my YouTube channel, so maybe just another reason to subscribe so we can watch it together for 90 minutes as former President Trump and Biden go on their first presidential debate. It should be quite interesting, and again, if you guys want to kind of have an audience with it, I'd love to watch it together with you guys. And again, just make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop a thumbs up. And if you want to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow, that's that second link in the description down below. And I do want to remind you, if you sign up by tonight, you can watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow by the market opens. Just make sure you watch the first 3 videos in the lesson library that will explain to you exactly how to watch me trade live. Appreciate your time. Hope that earned your thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.